Hello, this is Rosie and I am here to tell you about ethics and safety measures in computing. What are the ethics and safety measures which you should use while using the internet? We will learn about ethics in computing. Ethics means that refers to the set of moral behavior that serve as the guiding principle in the usage of computers and the internet. While we are using internet and computer, what are the particular guidelines we are following? That is considered as your ethics. A person who uses the internet regularly is called a netizen or a user of internet. Now, unethical practices or tasks that is related to the internet. What we can face in our day-to-day life, what unethical practices or unmoral practices we can face in day-to-day life. The first one is your hacking. That is the process of gaining unauthorized access to a computer system or an account. It means when you get the access of anyone's computer without his or her knowledge. A person who engages in hacking is known as a security hacker or a black hat hacker. Now, phishing, that refer to the practice of sending fraudulent or fake communication that appear to come from a reputable source, or it looks like that it comes from a legit software or legit website. This is called as phishing, and it use your original identity, your ID passwords for a fake transactions. Bullying, that refers to the act of threatening or embarrassing someone on social media platform or over emails. Like if we send someone some stalking messages, message emails, that is also cyberbullying. If we teasing someone, we are spreading rumors, we are doing gossiping, that all are considered in your cyber. Now the next is your, what are the advantages of internet? What are the benefits of internet? For what task we are using internet? That education, convenient mode of communication, business, e-commerce, media, entertainment, social networking sites, different kind of forums, health and fitness. What are the reasons or what are the precautions we should take while talking to others or communicating to others online? That you should do a polite interaction with every other person. Verify facts and give credits. If you are exchanging any information, that verify it's a true information, not any false, or it does not belong any rumors. You can stay safe in cyberspace. There are so many ways by which you can stay safe in cyberspace. Firstly, you should install an antivirus or firewall in your system. Check the URL of your website which you are using to check that it is legitimate website or not. How you can identify that it is fake or authentic website? That in fake website there will be a spelling error. जो आपकी fake website होगी वो आपकी कोई ना कोई spelling error जरूर आपकी contain करेगी. Be careful about clicking on links and downloading files from unknown sources. Beware of different kind of scams and be cautious while creating account on online platform. Now, next step is how to create a strong password. What is a strong password? Password that is used to protect our files or folders or our social media accounts. How we can create a password? Or you can say, how can you create a strong password? Look, password that is not only letters that are used to protect our account or our social account with numbers and symbols. Make a password like that it is difficult to guess for any other person. A strong password should be at least 8 character long use. It should contain uppercase and lowercase, numbers and special symbols. For protection, you should change your password regularly. Never ever share your password with any other person, and as I say, make password hard to guess. Here are 2 examples which are showing which one is strong password and which one is weak password. The first one 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, that is only the combination of numbers, then it means it is easy to guess for any other person, then it is a weak password. And in the second window there is combination of uppercase, lowercase, special symbols and numbers. So it is a strong password and which is not easily guessable by any other person. Now what are digital footprints? Digital footprints are the traceable trails of information left behind by a user on the internet. Now digital footprints, what do you say? What they tells about anyone about a person? That be careful about what you share, where you share and with whom you share. And what should be for what you should be smart about, that sites you visit, emails you open and links, whatsoever links you are going to click. Be yourself but be your best self. Now there are two types of digital footprints. The first one is your passive footprints. The information left behind on the internet without the knowledge of the user is known as passive footprints. Passive footprints do not contain the user's personal information. For example, many websites know your approximate location. When these particular websites want to know about your location, that is called your passive footprints. And the active footprints that refer to the information left on the internet with the awareness of the user. Emails and social media posts are example of active footprints, as others can see the identity of person leaving the footprint.